Part 1. The Master's Resolve, the Disciples' Despair. Let me tell you a story of a Taoist master with powers beyond mortal men. And who is he, you ask? You'll soon find out. Spoiler alert. It's none other than the legendary Iron-Crutch Li. Now one day, this old master heard some bad news. His dear disciple, Yangzi's mother, had just passed away. The moment he heard it, he frowned, sighed, and began to mumble to himself, "Ya, that foolish disciple of mine. Why couldn't he stay and guard my so-called dead body till the end, as I asked? Oh, right, it was because his mother was gravely ill. Poor kid had to rush back home like his tail was on fire. And now? Now that she's truly gone, he couldn't even be there for her final breath. All because of me, his supposedly dead master. Left or right, up or down, nothing sits right. If I just sit here and do nothing, that silly boy will carry this regret for life. He'll never forgive himself. No, this I must fix." No sooner had he spoken than he sprang into action. He grabbed his signature, shiny iron crutch clang, and slammed it onto the ground. Then he slung his mysterious gourd, filled with life-saving elixirs, over his shoulder with a loud clank. No need for clouds or mist. This master didn't need showy entrances. Limping but moving fast, he stormed off like a whirlwind, making a beeline straight for Yangzi house. Part 2. A son's sorrow, a master's lesson. The moment Iron-Crutch Li stepped into the Yang family home, oh, what a sight! There was Yangzi, collapsed beside his mother's coffin, crying like the sky was falling. His voice was hoarse, his face covered in tears and snot. He was beating his chest, thumping the floor so hard it sounded like thunder. "Mother, oh my dear mother." His fingers clung to the coffin lid, nails digging into the wood. His whole body trembled with grief. And then, like he'd gone mad-shing, he pulled the sword from his waist. The cold blade flashed as he raised it toward his own neck. Yes, you guessed it, he was ready to follow his mother to the underworld. But just then, tap, tap, tap. In came the master, leaning calmly on his crutch, steady as a mountain. He acted like he hadn't seen a thing, and spoke in a voice weathered with age. Hold it right there, young man. Why take it so far? Life and death, they're heaven's design. When the judge of the underworld calls a name, who can argue? If you truly honored your mother, then care for her while she's alive. That's real filial piety. When she passes, bury her with dignity. Choose a good resting place, cry with true feeling, and send her off with love. That's enough. But taking your own life, that's not devotion, that's disaster. Part 3. A grieving son, a heart full of guilt. Hearing the old man's words, Yangzi tears flowed even harder. He dropped to his knees and poured out his pain like a flood. "Kind sir, you don't understand. My master, he's not just any man. He's a true immortal. He left his body in my care while his soul traveled to Mount Hua. Before leaving, he warned me again and again, I'll be gone for 7 days. If I don't return by then, only then may you cremate my body. I watched over it day and night. On the 6th day, disaster struck. Word came from home my mother was dying. What could I do? On one side, my master's strict order. On the other, my mother breathing her last. I had no choice. I burned my master's body early and rushed back. But I was too late. She was already gone. The more he spoke, the more distraught he became. He pounded his chest, tears streaming. Don't you see? I failed both of them. I wasn't there to see my mother off. That's unfilial. I didn't keep my promise to my master. That's disloyal. My mother must hate me from the grave. My master, if he ever finds out, he'll curse me for a traitor. These words, unfilial, unfaithful, burn into my soul like a branding iron. Neighbors will scorn me, strangers will shame me. I'm a disgrace to heaven and earth, a worthless wretch. Even death feels like a mercy. With that, he raised the sword again, whoosh. Part 4. The Elixir of Life, the Truth Revealed. Stop, the master barked. With a swift swing of his iron crutch plang, he blocked the sword mid-air, catching the blade like lightning. Foolish child, he cried. Loyalty and filial piety are measured by your heart. And from what I just heard, from the pain, the regret, the love in your voice, you have both in full. That's real loyalty. That's real devotion. Those who say otherwise, blind, deaf, you, my boy, are a true son and disciple. Now listen carefully. On my last journey, I met a great immortal who gave me a few elixirs that can bring the dead back to life. I've saved them for someone just like you. Take one. Give it to your mother. Perhaps, if fate allows, it will bring her back from the underworld. The moment Yangzi heard bring her back to life, he fell to his knees with a loud thud. Immortal Master, Divine One, please, I beg you save my mother. Yangzi had already become a man of great virtue and spirit, glowing with immortal energy. The master beckoned. Disciple, your journey is complete. Come with me. The two locked eyes and smiled. Beneath their feet, two clouds rose like boats, drifting upward, rising higher and higher, until they disappeared into the heavenly palace beyond the clouds. And that, dear listeners, is the tale of filial piety that moved heaven and earth, of a heart so pure that even death could not stand in its way. To hear what happens next, well, you'll have to wait for the next story.